Hey, it's Kareem from My Ream Life, and today we're going to be making some pretzel bites. This weekend I was inspired to make some pretzel bites at home using my 2-ingredient dough. Now for this recipe, I'm actually going to tweak it so it won't be 2 ingredients, it'll be a little more, but the base will be the 2 ingredients that I've used for bagels, for flatbread, for pizza, and now I'm trying it out for pretzels. To 2 cups of self-rising flour, I'm adding 3/4 cup of yogurt. You can use any yogurt you have, 3 tablespoons of butter, and 1/4 cup of milk. I measured out a half, but only used 1/4 for now. It was looking a little dry, so I went ahead and added the rest of the milk because I knew the consistency I was looking for, and this was it. I wanted to be able to work with it, be able to scrape the bowl and not have anything left. I turned it out on my lightly floured board and I began to knead. Now, I've worked with this dough before, so I knew what I was looking for. I would say you probably need about 3 to 5 minutes until it gets into a nice firm ball that you can cut with a dough scraper or a dough cutter. In hindsight, I wish I would have kept just these 4 pieces and rolled them out into long rolls, but they seemed too big to work with at the time, so I ended up making about 6 or 7 small logs that I worked with. It reminded me of when I make gnocchi. This is pretty much the same process, even though the dough is different. I roll it out into a log, and then I cut them up into their small pieces. I got out a dough cutter and a pizza roller, and I usually use the pizza roller when I make gnocchi, but this time the dough was a little too sticky, and even when I put a little flour on the pizza cutter, it still didn't work the way I wanted, so I ended up switching to the dough cutter, which worked perfectly and gave me the shape I was looking for, which was basically little soft plush pillows. At this point, I start getting excited because I can see my vision coming together. All right, I put about 1/4 cup of baking soda in some boiling water, and now I'm going to drop these in, let them have a little bath, and then we're going to bake them. So this is the same process I use when I use this dough for bagels. I let them boil a little bit, let them rise to the top, and then flip them over, and then get them flipped out on my lined baking sheet ready for toppings. In this case, I'm going to top it with an egg wash to help with browning. And these are going to be the cinnamon sugar version, so I'm also going to toss them in butter when they come out so the cinnamon will stick. Okay, so while the cinnamon raisin ones are baking, I'm going to make the second batch of just the salted ones, but this time I'm going to use the air fryer for them. So this is the dough I usually use for my flatbread, so once again I know exactly what I'm looking for in terms of consistency. I did end up adding a little bit more oil, so it'll probably end up coming out to be about 1/3 cup or 1/2 cup. Once again, I made about 7 or 8 logs and then cut them into the pillow shape, boiled them. This time I did add a little bit of molasses to the water just to sweeten up the dough. I'm putting fleur de sel on it and a smoky salt because at this point I decided to air fry some and then bake the rest. I wanted to see if there would be a difference. I could have kept the air fryer at 350, but I ended up turning it at just a little higher, and I left the time on over 25 both for heat up and just to give myself enough time to adjust. By this point, the cinnamon sugar batch was ready to come out, and how good do they look. I brushed them with some nice melted butter and got my cinnamon mix ready, probably about 1/2 cup, maybe 1/3 cup of pre-mixed cinnamon sugar. Tossed them in a couple at a time, and they came out looking absolutely amazing, and they smelled so good. If you love cinnamon sugar flavor, these nuggets are going to be for you for sure. So back over to the air fryer nuggets. How good do they look? I honestly could have taken them out right then, but I left them in a little longer and they got a little darker, but I still love how they came out. They look beautiful. And finally, it was time for the other batch to come out, and come on, how gorgeous do they look? I mean, for real. All right, it's taste test time. We are going to start off with the first one that was done, and we're gonna do the cinnamon raisin. You wanna see the inside? Does that look like a pretzel? Guess what? It tastes like a pretzel with these caveats. It's got a tang, that's the yogurt. I would add salt to this batter. It's a nice soft pretzel though. Yeah, it's okay. Now let's try the ones that were baked in the air fryer. These look so good, and these are the ones that have the smoky salt on them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dancing on camera. This is good. This is a pretzel. More like a pretzel than the other one, I gotta admit. This actually doesn't need anything. Oh my gosh. Now let's try its sister. Same dough, just baked in the oven, just to see if there's even remotely a difference. There is one difference, I already forgot that I used the fleur de sel with this one, so the salt is gonna be different, and that's good. Oh yeah. This one, softer inside. Woo! Oh my goodness. I'll be back. So the final verdict. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be your favorite. So the answer, can you make pretzels without yeast? Can you make quick bread pretzels? The answer is emphatically yes. Let me know if you do this. Let me know what you did to tweak the recipe, because that's all I did was take a 2-ingredient recipe and tweak it. Let me know how you made it your own. Make sure you like and subscribe, as I'll be bringing you much more everyday cooking in an everyday kitchen, experimenting and having fun here on My Ream Life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.